Test 1 2. Test 1 2. We are live, and hopefully we stay live. Wi-Fi and the cell phone as a hotspot isn't much better either. Apologize for that. I will record the game, so if it doesn't go live, I'll upload it soon after to our YouTube channel. Just a couple minutes before we get going, I'll go on mute and be back shortly. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Okay, good afternoon. We're just about ready to get going here. Again, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope we stay live the whole time. Like I said, I will record this, so if we don't, I'll post it to YouTube shortly after. The only bummer is that the scoreboard does not get uploaded to YouTube. Okay, warm-ups are over. 13 minutes on the clock. Bucs will be in their white jerseys today, trimmed in blue and red. And we are playing the Kansas City Outlaws. They appear to wear a black jersey with yellow numbers and gray shoulders. In goal for us today will be Cora. And then that means that Simon will play D. All right, Cora with the emphatic 1, 2, 3, let's go Bucs. It'll be Charlie, Atlas, and Keith to start up front with Henry and Alex. They're by Henry. Henry tries to push from the outside. Atlas picks his pocket, turns it back over. The defender falls. Atlas takes a shot. Blocker down there by the goalie. And a stoppage in play. Good first rush by the Bucs here with 12:06 remaining in the first period. Easton on the draw with Kale and Paxton, Fipsy, and Zane back on D. Comes up to Zane at the far point, fires it back towards the net, goes back behind the net. Kansas City player picks it up, pushes it along the wall, comes up and almost out of the zone. Turnover picked up there by Easton momentarily, then gets it over to Paxton. Kale with it, tries to flip it back to Fipsy. Too far out of his reach. Zane picks it up to the neutral zone. Fires it far side, picked up there by Paxton. In his skates, pushes it forward, picked up there by Easton. Easton fires it around the back of the net. Comes back behind, picked up by the KC player. Turnover, picked up by Kale. He fires it towards the net, blockered away by the goalie. Couple good looks so far. Zane with it at the point, fires it on net, blocked down there, pushed into the near corner. Goes all the way around up to the far point, met there by Zane. He backhands it forward to Paxton, comes back to Zane. Zane tries to flip it forward, met there by a Kansas City player. Kale with it. And we're going to go on the penalty for a hook. All right, so we've got an opponent power play. Kale will sit for a minute and 30 seconds for a hooking. So defensive zone face-off upcoming here for the Bucs. It's Hudson on the draw. Goes into the near wall. Pushed back in deep. Picked up there by Simon. Simon with it. Plays it behind the net. Pestered there by a KC player. Comes out of the zone. They got it clear. Good play by Simon. They don't get out of the zone. It's offside. 10:46 remaining in the first period. A minute 14 left on the penalty to Kale. Hudson on the faceoff coming up at neutral. He's got Will on the far wing, Will with it, pushes it forward. Simon with it. Simon still coming with it. Short-handed, takes a shot. Oh! Bad save there by the goalie. Goalie didn't know where it went for a moment. Comes all the way out through neutral. Behind Hudson. Hudson with a nice defensive play. Comes back out to neutral. They got to regroup at center. We're down to 17 seconds left in the penalty. They come back. They're onsides at the line. Met right there by Hudson and Henry. So gets it up to Will. Will with the head of speed. Will still with it. Will pushes it up the wall, takes a shot, blocked down there by the goalie. Penalty's over. We're back to 5-on-5, full strength. Comes up the near wall. Simon picks it up in the near corner. Simon with it behind our net, pestered there by a KC player. He gets it, pushes it up the wall, gets it to Will. Will fires it forward. Tipped forward there by a KC player. First one in the zone is Hudson. And Miles is there. Comes back out through neutral. Pushed right back in the zone by the KC player. Alex back on D with Zane. They got a player sitting out front. Got to watch that player on the back door. Miles with it. Miles still has it. Momentarily turnover. Charlie there to support. Alex knocked down on the play. Gets back up. Comes around. Zane with it. Zane still with it. Intercepted there by KC. Charlie could have got called for a tripping penalty. He didn't. Comes right out front. Charlie with a nice defensive play. Fires it up the wall. Tries to get it to Atlas. Met right there by a KC player. Goes back down by Charlie. Charlie tries to flip it forward. Turnover there. Picked up by KC. Knocked down by Zane. Zane with it momentarily. Tries to push it back in the corner. Comes back up. Picked up by Atlas. Atlas with it now. Skates up and out of the zone. Comes all the way to the near wall. Comes out. And it's back in on sides. Met right there by Alex. Fires it forward. Tries to get it to Keith, who's streaking down the wall. It's Charlie and Keith. Keith with a head of steam. Charlie knocked down on the play. Penalty upcoming on the KC Outlaws for, I believe, to be an interference. Offensive zone face-off upcoming. They'll sit for 1:30. I didn't see what the call was, but needless to say, we're on the power play. Fresh set of skaters out there for Des Moines. We got Easton, Kale, and Paxton with Fipsy and Henry back at D. Puck is down, taken there momentarily by Paxton. Tries to flip it back forward, comes out. Fipsy steps up, takes a shot from the point. Goes right in on goal. Pick up by Paxton. Comes up to the top of the circle. Fipsy pinches in, and they're out of the zone. It's 3-on-1 at the line. Now it's 3-on-2. Easton hustle back on the power play. 7:17 left in the first period. KC with it, knocked down there by Henry. Tries to get it forward over to Paxton. Paxton with it, tries to pop it up and out of the zone. Comes over to Easton. Easton with it. Easton comes in. Tries to get a shot away. Can't get much going. It goes into the corner. Comes right out front. Paxton gets it over to Kale. Kale can't quite corral it. Tries to get it up to Henry at the point. Henry with it. He's got to wait till they get out of the zone. He does. Picked up nicely there by Kale. Pushes it back forward by Paxton. Paxton with it. We're down to 22 seconds left in the penalty to the Outlaw player. Comes to Fipsy. Fipsy tried to backhand it. Kale with a nice shot. Takes it from the point. Kale hustle! We had an opportunity to go get a loose puck, and we didn't quite get there. Penalty will be expiring here in 4 seconds. Paxton with it. Power play is over. Again, no score here. 5:53 left. They backhand it back into the zone from the top of the circle. KC with it. Easton with it, pushes it to the far wall. Easton with a nice head of steam. He's got Hudson breaking towards the net. Gets his pocket pick momentarily, gets a shot away. Picked up behind their own net. KC player tries to break out. Pestered there by Easton. Easton with a nice stick play there to try to keep it in the zone. Goes all the way down. And this will not be icing, I believe. Oh, they do call icing. Okay, good. 5:14 left to go in a fast-moving first period. Hudson on the draw. Puck is down. KC picks it up. Turnover. Picked up by Hudson. He tries to center. It's right there at the mouth of the goal, and we can't bang it home. When Hudson with a nice centering play, but we couldn't capitalize right there. Alex with it out at neutral. Tries to bang it back forward to Will. He's knocked down on the play. Gets right back up. Miles there to support. Comes back forward. Hudson with it. Someone want the puck? Let's get that puck. Get the puck there, players. Let's go. Offsides at the line. Neutral zone face-off upcoming. We're down to 4:42 left in the first period. Hudson on the draw. Puck is down. One over to Miles. Miles with it. Miles skates forward. Comes almost to the red line. Fires it in. Doesn't quite get much on it. Comes right back out to neutral zone. Picked up by Alex. He tries to flip it forward. They met him right there. They got it forward. Alex with the backhand attempt. Fipsy there tries to push it back forward. Doesn't quite get much on it. Comes all the way back in. Fipsy with it. Fipsy pushes it back out of the zone. Will with it. Will picks it up. Puck is rolling. He settles it down, pushes it forward. Goes into the far corner. Intercepted there by KC. Fipsy with it. They push it back in. It's onside at the line. Will hustles in after it. They flip it around to the near corner. Met there by Hudson. Alex takes a shot from the point. Gets blocked down out front. KC pushes it back around to the far wall. We're down to 3:41 left in the first period. KC picks it up. They skate through neutral. Player with a nice head of speed comes in. Met there by Hudson. He took him out on the play. There will be a penalty upcoming on Hudson. Hudson made the right move. He just got a little too much stick in the midsection. So we will go on the penalty kill for 1:30. And it'll be icing. Still don't like that rule. Face off there taken by Atlas. Push it to the far wall. KC player picks it up. Met right there by Zane. Comes back behind the net of Cora. They try to center out front. Met right there by Charlie and Atlas. They try to clear the zone. They got a player sitting right on the back door. We got someone behind us. Henry makes a nice play to get back in front of the net to clear out the traffic. Zane with a nice play to clear it out through neutral. We're down to 52 seconds left in the penalty. To Hudson for a trip. Charlie hustles down. Wisely comes back through neutral. Atlas with it. Comes back to the KC player, but they're offsides at the line. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Puck is down. KC flips it into the zone. Met right there by Alex. Tries to get it out. Doesn't quite get much on it. Stays in the zone momentarily. Then flip forward. Picked up by Atlas. Atlas with it through center. He skates in. It's Atlas against two KC players. He fires it on net. Goes into the near corner. We're down to 20 seconds left in the penalty. Simon with it. Comes over to the center. Now pushed into the near corner. Simon there to pick it up again. Simon with it. Pushes it back up. Turnover picked up by KC. Atlas there to support. They fire it towards the net. Blocked down there by Simon. Penalty is over. They push it behind the net. Keith there to corral it. Tries to center it to Atlas. It's got Charlie in out front. Didn't quite see him there in time, and puck went all the way through. Comes back up through neutral. We're down to 1:23 left. They're onsides at the line. Met there by Keith. Keith loses an edge. Gets back up. Comes forward to Charlie. Charlie with it. Charlie hustles in. Loses possession of the puck. Turnover there picked up by Charlie! And he's going to sit for a penalty. Easton on the draw. 1:04 left in the period. KC picks it up, comes right out front. Steered aside by Cora, comes over to Paxton. Paxton tripped up on the play, gets back up but turns it over. Comes back forward. They're in on sides at the line, down to 50 seconds left in the period. They try to center it, comes all the way out to the point. Fire it back in. Zane picks it up, tries to fire it back out, comes back up to the point. Nice block down there by Easton. Don't touch it with a high stick. Fipsy with it in the near corner. Push back up, picked up by Paxton. Paxton pushes it forward, comes out of the zone. 20 seconds left in the period, I should say. They chase it down back behind their zone. KC picks it up, comes back out, picked up along the far wall. They try to fire it forward. Met there nicely by Zane. Pushed back forward by Easton. Easton's down to 2 seconds left in the period, but that'll do it for the first period. .25 seconds left in the penalty to Charlie. Start of period number 2. Puck is about ready to be dropped on the second period. Hudson on the draw, wins it, pushes it forward. Hudson with it. Comes back into the KC end. Pushed out of the zone, all the way down. Penalty will be over in 10 seconds to Charlie. Comes along the near boards. Henry there to support. Henry fires it up and out of the zone, and Charlie is out of the box on the penalty. Back around to the far wall. Atlas tries to center, comes all the way through, pushed into the near corner by Hudson. Tries to fire it on net, goes wide of the net. Net down there by Henry. Henry with it. Gets it to Atlas and goes into the far corner. Miles with it. Loses possession of it, tries to center it. Can't quite get it out yet. KC still trying to corral it. Doesn't get out. Atlas with it. Atlas with it. He's got Hudson breaking towards the net, but couldn't quite get a scoring chance together there. Comes right out front. Shot on net. A lot of bodies moving around, but can't quite seem to find that open lane. Henry hustles back on D. Henry, Hudson, and Atlas. Puck goes on behind the net. Picked up there by Henry. Tries to fire it forward to Atlas. Henry there along the near boards with Atlas and Hudson. Hudson behind the net. A little extracurricular there by both players. Nothing called. We play on. They fire it towards the net. Blocked down there by Alex. KC with it. We're skating around like we don't know where the puck is right now. Atlas tried to get body position on it. Comes up to the near boards, but not out. They fired on the net. Goes wide of the net. Finally, we're able to clear the zone with the backhand by Miles. Couple fresh skaters for the Bucs. We got Simon and Charlie. Charlie hustles back to help support. Henry had pinched in. They fired towards the net. Glove saved by Cora. Defensive zone face-off with 10:05 remaining in the second period. Charlie on the draw. Charlie wins it over to Keith. Keith with it, loses it momentarily. Comes over to Will. Will with it along the far wall. Will tries to push it forward, met right there by a KC player. Charlie with a nice flip forward. Keith hustles after it into the offensive zone. He's wiped out on the play, gets back up. Charlie with it. Plays through neutral, but he's got to wait for Keith to get back out of the zone. He does, and they're onsides at the line. Pushed back in, picked up by a KC player. Comes back all the way out of the zone. Knocked down there nicely by Simon. KC comes in 3-on-2 at the line. They fire it. Nice defensive play by Simon to knock it down. Never made it to the net of Cora. Keith with it. Met right there along the near boards. Nice spin move to get out of the way. He's taken out on the play. No call upcoming. Charlie with it. He's got Will breaking towards the net. Charlie with it. Tries to get it over to Will, but lost possession of it. Made a nice play to get back, to get it back in deep in the zone. It's gotten a little chippy here in the early goings of the second period. Will behind the net. Charlie steps up to try to help. Keats there to support. Comes right out front. Zane with it out at the top of the point. Comes on net. Goes just wide of the goal. Charlie hustles down along the far boards. Gets it up to Simon. Simon with it at the blue line. He fires it back in. Then they are able to clear the zone. Yes, they do clear the zone. We got to get out. We do clear the zone. Comes back up to Zane. Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened here. Sorry, the camera got way off whack. Simon with it. Now picked up by Will. Will skates it forward to Kale. Kale tries to get it over to Easton. Easton fires it towards the net. Stick save there by the goalie. Kale with it. Kale with the shot from the point. Goes in and they score! Scoring for Des Moines, number 91, Kale Sherwood. All right, maybe we can settle the travel fatigue and start playing our game. Easton on the draw upcoming. Puck is down. KC picks it up. Picked up by Easton. It's Easton and Kale in. Kale with it. Kale taking another shot. Oh, just goes wide of the net. Puck is still free. Goalie's down. Kale picks it up in the far wall. He's knocked down on the play. Kale doesn't get up quite quick enough, and the puck turned over, picked up by KC. Kansas City tries to clear the zone. They got one player high through the neutral zone. Alex wisely stays back, and we're going to have another penalty upcoming. Easton on the penalty. No, excuse me. Fipsy on the penalty for a trip. All right, so let's hope the camera doesn't go wonky on me. Penalty on Fipsy, so it's minute 30 of a power play for them. 7:22 left in the second period. Picked up by Hudson. Hudson misplays it briefly, but fires it out of the zone. Comes all the way down, so it won't be icing. The goalie has to play it. Nice play by Hudson. Will hustles in. Again, we're on the penalty kill. They come in 3-on-2, 4-on-1 at the line. We hustle back. Pushed away nicely there by Hudson. Tied up his player nicely there. Comes back to the near boards. Defender pinches in. They fire it towards the net. Goes high, maybe off Cora's mask, or hit something. Maybe I don't know. It sounded like a plastic hit. Comes out of the zone, picked up nicely by Will. Will with a nice head of speed. Will comes in. Will makes a nice move, tries to fire it towards the net. Nice stick defense there by the KC player. Will tries to make a play back towards the puck, and is knocked down, gets back up. Comes forward by Alex. Doesn't get a whole lot on it to go forward, and we got too many men on the ice. Or no, offsides. 27 seconds left in the penalty. Yeah, it was just offsides. Puck is down. Hudson on the draw there. Henry with a nice defensive play to break it up. Any scoring chance got pushed into the far wall. Comes back out through neutral. KC hustles back in, but they got to regroup. That's through neutral. Met right there by Alex and Hudson. 4 seconds left in the penalty. Penalty be over in 4 seconds. We can't clear it out of our own end. We try to take a shot, goes wide of the net. Power play's over. Miles with it. Miles with it. Fires it up. Gets it out of the zone, comes in. It's Miles and Atlas, 3-on-2 at the line. 2-on-3, I should say, at the line. Steered aside. Comes right out front. It's still loose. Who wants it? Henry with a nice offensive play to push it back into the far corner. Comes around Charlie, tries to knock it down. Doesn't quite get there in time. Keith doesn't. Too many men on the ice for us. We had 6 players on, and we got tangled up. So too many men is the call. So we will go back on the penalty kill. 5:18 left in the second period. It'll be Charlie, Alex, Atlas, and Henry on the penalty kill. Charlie on the draw. Puck is down, pushed into the far wall. Casey picks it up. Met there nicely by Alex. Charlie takes a whack at it momentarily. Atlas with it, finally gets it out of the zone. Pestered there by a KC player. They fire it right back in. Alex hustles down for it, but the KC player might beat him there. Nope. Alex there first. Comes back up the wall. Picked up by Atlas, and he backhands it out of the zone. It'll go all the way down, but they wave off the icing on it. 4:37 left in the second period. 47 seconds left on the bench minor for too many men. KC picks it up in their own zone. Atlas there to meet him immediately. They try to clear it. Simon with a nice play to get it. Simon kind of held up at the blue line momentarily. We got to get back on D. 25 seconds left in the bench minor. Henry with it. Pops the boards up to Atlas. Turned over there. Picked up by KC. Simon hustles down behind the net. Nice way to protect the puck. He's pushed off on the play. He takes a tumble. Simon gets back up. 4 seconds left on the bench minor. Penalty is over. Back to 5-on-5. Tied up along the far boards. Charlie, Atlas, Simon, and now Keith there. They push it forward comes to the top of the zone. Picked up there by Atlas. Atlas clears the zone. He's got Charlie streaking down the middle. Hold up, Charlie. Wait till they're on sides. Comes in and comes right back out offside. And they got Keith for a trip. So we're going to go right back to the penalty kill. Cora with a nice save. No, she touched it. She touched it. Sorry, she touched it. So penalty kill again. Charlie will sit for another minute and 30. Steered aside by Cora. They try to center. Intercepted there nicely by Zane. Tries to pop it up the wall. Doesn't quite have enough on it to get it out of the zone. Comes right back in. They try to center it. Goes into the near corner. Simon chases it down. KC player comes away with it. Cora saw it all the way and made a nice glove save. Easton on the draw, comes to the near wall. KC player comes away with it, goes off of Zane's helmet, goes back behind the net, chased down there by Simon and Kale. Simon gets it up to Kale, skates it out of the zone. It's Kale 1-on-3. Kale with it with a nice head of steam, takes a nice shot, comes right out front. We didn't have a player there to knock it home because we're on the penalty kill for another 36 seconds. Kale picks it up through neutral, gets it over to Easton. Easton with it momentarily, turned over there, picked up by the KC player. Simon with it, just corrals it back in our own end. He picks it up, got to clear the zone. They do. 18 seconds left on the penalty. Simon with it. Oh! Simon centers it up to Easton. They try to get it towards the net. Goes wide. 6 seconds left on the penalty to Charlie. Zane with it. Zane with a nice head of steam. We're back on 5-on-5. Comes forward, picked up by Kale. Kale with it. Backhands it towards the net. Goalie saw it all the way, and we have a stoppage. 1:32 remaining left in the second period. Offensive zone faceoff upcoming. It'll be Hudson, Will, and Miles at forwards. Fipsy and Alex back on D. Faceoff down. One there by KC. Picked up by Miles. Comes right out front. And the goalie smothers it. 1:25 left. Hudson on the draw. Puck is down. KC picks it up. Comes back forward. Skated down there by KC. Alex hustles towards it. They fire it towards the net. Goes right through the crease. Comes to the near boards. Picked up by Miles. KC player fans on it. Trying to get it towards the net. Comes out of the zone. Hudson with a nice burst of speed through neutral. Comes back to the far wall. Chased down there by Will. Comes back out through neutral. Fipsy and Alex there to support. They get back, protected. The D zone. Comes out, up and out of the zone. Picked up by Fipsy. Gets it back up to Will. Pushed along the near boards. Picked up behind the net by Casey. We're down to 30 seconds left in the second period. Casey tried to clear it. They ran right into Hudson. Still can't clear it. Hudson takes a shot, comes right out front to Miles. Miles, his stick was tied up for too long and couldn't get a shot away. 14 seconds left in the second period. We come in on sides, and then Alex flips it right up and out of the zone. They got to regroup to neutral, and that'll do it for the second period. Nope. And that'll do it for the second period. March into the penalty box. Oh, come on, stay out of the box. Third period upcoming. If we can just stay out of the box, I think we'll be okay. A little confusion here. Atlas, you're on the wrong side, buddy. Atlas on the draw here at center. Puck is down. Keith with it. Pushed into the zone. Atlas there to support. Charlie along the near boards. Charlie, go to the net! Atlas with a nice shot out front. Goes back behind the net. Keith centers it over to Charlie. Charlie backhands it high, and glove save there by the goalie. Got to generate a few more scoring chances here. Offensive zone faceoff upcoming with 12:30 left in the third period, It'll be Atlas on the draw with Simon back at D and Henry with Keith and Charlie on wings up front. Keith hustles around. Keith fires it forward. It's still loose. Picked up again by Keith behind the net. Loses it momentarily to a KC player. It comes back out through neutral. They come in. Atlas hustles down. Nice back check. Goes back behind the net. Henry picks it up. Henry corrals it. Pushes it up the far boards by Atlas. Doesn't come out of the zone. Keith made a nice attempt at it. Puck is still free. Simon with a nice defensive play there to support his goalie. Comes back out. Charlie had it momentarily. Couldn't quite get it out of the zone. And then Cora saw the puck all the way in. Good defensive zone stop there for the Bucs. Fresh set of skaters out there to be Kale, Easton, Paxton, Alex, and Zane back on D. Pushed along the far boards by Zane. Gets it up to Paxton. Turnover picked up by Kale. Kale gets it over to Hudson. Hudson takes it for a second, gets back over to Kale, comes out through neutral. KC player pushes it back in. They're on sides at the line. Met right there by Alex. He tries to flip it forward. Gets it to Kale. Doesn't clear the zone yet. Easton there to support, Zane with it. Tries to flip it forward to Paxton. Comes up the far boards. Comes back over to the near boards. Easton hustles after it. Kale with it now. And we can't clear the zone yet. Now we clear the zone. Easton almost tripped up on the play, but maintained his footing. Still had the puck, then lost possession of it. And he's knocked down on the play. Easton gets back up. Delayed penalty upcoming on the KC team. So probably an interference, I would assume. Or a body check. Oh, yeah, interference. We'll take it. So we will go on the power play here with 10:35 remaining in the game. Atlas, Miles, Alex, and Zane back at the point. Puck is down. Hudson wins the draw. Hudson with it. Gets it up to Zane. Zane fires it from the point. Goes into the corner. Picked up there again by Hudson. Hudson's tied up. Someone goes support. Will pop the puck free. Comes back out right through the top of the slot. Pushed back in deep there by Alex. He hustles back to get up to the point. Will hustles down after it. Comes out of the zone. Alex pushes it back forward right to Hudson. Was connected there on the pass. It went through his legs, comes down along the far boards. 42 seconds left on the penalty to KC. Hudson fires it towards the net. It's loose out front. It's still loose. And they played in the whistle perfectly. You can't cross-check a kid in the back. And he'll go sit for offensive zone face-off. Yes, Will get a penalty for that. So the power play will be negated here. So the penalty to the 35 seconds, and then we will go on the penalty. Drop the puck. It's not our fault they're out of position. Fipsy pushes it along to the far boards. Met right there by Atlas. 24 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Then we got to kill off a penalty. 9:24 left in the game. Comes right up. KC player keeps it in the zone. Fipsy chases after it. Atlas with a nice defensive play to knock it down, and Cora saw it all the way in. Glove save there by Cora. We're down to 9:12 left in the game. Power play to KC will start in 7 seconds. Puck is down, picked up by Atlas. Atlas tries to make a move to get it out of the zone. Turnover, picked up by KC. Knocked down there, picked up again by Atlas. So we will be on the penalty kill for 46 seconds. Penalty kill for 46. Comes back into the zone. KC pushes it right back towards the net. Fipsy briefly mishandles it, but then corrals it back behind the net. Fipsy and another KC player take a tumble. The puck's left right behind the net. Comes over to the near boards. KC player picks it up. They fire it towards the net. Pushed in the far corner. Atlas and Henry will be over right now. Back to 5-on-5. Keith hustles out there. Atlas with it. Get it out! There we go. Puck comes free. Back through neutral. Keep after it. Atlas still out. Charlie with a nice play to break up the play there. Puck is still in the defensive zone. Can't clear it yet. Keith backhands it. We still can't get out. Now we clear the zone. Comes all the way down, but it will not be up far enough for icing. 7:28 remaining in the third period. Comes right to Simon. Up at neutral. Zane hustles there to support. Zane pushes it just enough to break up the score. Picked up by Keith. Keith with it. He's got Kale breaking through neutral. Keith wiped out on the play, and a penalty will be called. Kale takes a shot, and he scores! Scoring for the Moines, his second of the game, number 91, Kale Sherwood. With 6:59 remaining in the game, it now reads Des Moines Junior Buccaneers 2, KC Outlaws 0. Push back on the back of the net. KC gets there first. Comes out of the zone, goes all the way down. No icing on the play. Zane hustles after it's a race to the puck. Zane with a nice defensive play to sweep it to the side. Comes back up the near boards. Kale with it, flips it forward. Comes up, doesn't quite clear the zone yet. Now it does. It's through neutral. Kale hustles it down. Paxton hustles after it. Paxton with it in the far corner. Tries to center it. Comes all the way up. Skated out of the zone there by KC. Zane, Easton, Simon. All chased down after it. Easton picks it up. Comes out of the zone. Zane with a nice play. Zane makes a real nice play over the blue line. He's onside. He takes a shot. Oh, blocker save there by the KC goalie. Picked up in the near corner by Easton. Met right there by Paxton. Paxton picks it up. Paxton still with it. Oh, and Zane was heading off on a change, so we got to clear the zone. Alex with it. Flips it back forward to Kale. Kale with a head of steam. Gets it in on sides at the blue line. Fans momentarily on the shot. Takes a shot. Deflected there by a KC player. Comes back behind the net. 5:20 remaining in the game. Easton with it out front. Right in the slot. It's still loose. It's still loose. Still loose. Alex with a nice play to try to keep it in the zone, but he can't quite get enough on it to support. Comes back out. Easton back playing a little D. Nice job there to support your team.